In a recent video, I showed you both my attempt and results of adding a walking foot to the Juki DDL-8700 sewing machine, and I am back with an important update. Welcome to the Sewing Report. I'm Jen. This channel is all about making sewing and crafts fun and approachable. As a sewing enthusiast, sometimes you live and you learn. I promised you an update if there was any new developments with my attempt to add a walking foot to the Juki DDL-8700. I have been using it for a while now. On my end at least, everything seems to be going okay. I haven't personally noticed any issues, and I did actually use the walking foot to sew an entire project, which I documented in a previous video. It's this super simple mini basket, but I've been checking the comments on my original walking foot video, and I did want to address some of them because they had some really good information. So one viewer did state that they actually used a screw that fit better. Several of you did recommend adding something to the screw itself to prevent it from wearing down as it kind of hits against the walking foot, and I thought that was a solid suggestion. Another viewer that stated they have the exact same setup as I do said that trying to add the walking foot to her Juki actually messed up the timing. Obviously, I do have to make this disclaimer. I am not associated with the Juki Corporation in any way. This is not a sponsored video, and if you are going to attempt to add this walking foot to the Juki DDL-8700 or another industrial sewing machine, please know there is a level of risk with this, and if you are going to do this, it is at your own risk and liability. I cannot be held responsible for this, and I am not a sewing machine tech or a sewing machine expert. I am just an individual trying this out for you on camera and also sharing my results with you. Anytime you're adding third-party accessories to a product or doing something with it that the company has not recommended or endorsed, there is going to be some level of risk with that activity. And if that's not something you're comfortable with, I would not recommend you try to do this. I am comfortable with those risks, so I decided to do it and just document here what happens to me. So far, judging from the comments, most of you who have attempted to add a walking foot to your Juki Industrial have been able to do it, and there has been that one person that reported a problem. But let's get back to the reviewer who recommended a different screw. Well, I went ahead and I ordered it. Well, I ordered 50 of them. So this person recommended a specific type of screw. It is the 18-8 stainless steel socket head screw, 544 thread size. I know that's kind of a mouthful, 1/2 inch long, and it only came in a pack of 50. And it's sold by a company called McMaster Carr out of Douglasville, Georgia. I actually used to live out there too. So I went ahead and ordered what this person recommended. And if you're gonna do this, you do actually need to order the corresponding screwdriver. I will link below exactly what I ordered. And I'm gonna tell you, this is not a super cheap option. You have to order a pack of 50 screws, and you have to order the screwdriver. Now, these items by themselves weren't that expensive, but the shipping was kind of a lot. The shipping was actually more than the items, and they didn't have any other deals. They don't have free shipping over orders of $35 or anything like that. So I spent about $20 just to test this out. They also recommended you add something to the screw itself. Now this screw does have a little bit of wear and tear. This is the original screw I ordered off of Amazon. So I actually am going to test out heat shrink tubing. Again, I wish they sold these in smaller quantities. I had to buy a box of 560. On the upside, there are a variety of different widths, so hopefully I can try to fit it to the size that works the best with this screw. All right, so let's open this stuff up here. I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 49. And let's compare this new screw with the screw I've been using from Amazon. There's a tiny bit of a difference maybe, but they do look pretty close in size, so I guess that's good. Now I know I have to keep the very end of the screw clear just because I have to screw it into the needle bar. So let's bust into the heat shrink tube assortment and see if I can find a decent match. All right, that one's too small. All right, maybe this red one. This is a little bit big. All right, I'm gonna try the blue one. I'm going to just cut a little bit of this off. And you might ask, Jen, how are you going to actually do the heat shrink stuff? Sizzix heat tool. I got this Sizzix Shrinky Dink kit a while ago. I thought this silicone mat would work okay. It did come with this little thingamabobber so I could hold it in place while I use the heat tool. The heat tool has two different heat levels All I'm gonna do is slide the heat shrink tubing onto the screw, hold this here, oops, okay, put this on. Let's see if this works. Okay, ow, just for good measure, let's make another one. I can actually see the heat shrink working now. And you know what, I have another idea. Let's try to add a second layer so that the heat shrink tubing is a little bit thicker. Maybe that'll help a little bit, I don't know. Oh, here we go, yeah. That worked right away. By the way, if you know of any other uses for heat shrink tubing, let me know because I've got a lot of it now. All right, we're gonna head over to the sewing machine now and try out these screws. All I have to do now is remove the presser foot that's already on the machine and replace this screw so the walking foot can fit. First, let me lift up the presser foot, and I'm going to use this screwdriver to get it off. And then you can additionally, lift the knee lift and it'll come right out. Got the screwdriver in here, and I will hold the needle in place just so it doesn't go anywhere. There we go. Remove the existing screw. So this is the original screw, and this is the screw that I bought from McMaster Carr. What do you think? Do they look pretty similar? All right, let's move these guys over. So I'm gonna keep the needle in place, and then I'm just going to insert the new screw. Right, this is the sort of unusual screwdriver I got from McMaster Carr. So I'm going to use this to screw this all the way in. It does seem like a pretty good fit. Somehow I do feel like it's a better fit than the Amazon screw. Now let's put the walking foot on, take this screw completely out, slide this in here. Now this little hook here has something to latch onto. It's good to hold the walking foot in place while you do this, otherwise it kind of goes all over the place. All right. That should be pretty secure. Let's just do a test run to make sure this actually works, and we will try it out. All right. Just a reminder, I have my machine set on the slowest stitch speed. Let's see here. Seems to sew. All right. The screw seems pretty secure. The tension seems a little off, but it is, I mean, it's sewing. I just have to tweak the tension a little bit. I've got this little sample piece. This is 4 layers of fabric. This is quite a lot, and this is canvas fabric, so it should give me an idea of what it'll be like to sew more layers. The actual sewing seems to work about the same as the other screw. This new screw, though, just seems a bit more secure. Sewing with any fabric, you really need to test out the tension to see what works and what doesn't. I do need to tweak the tension a bit more to get things just right, but my initial assessment of using this McMaster Carr screw with the off-brand walking foot I'm using, it does seem to work. A big thanks to everyone who left comments and feedback on the original video. That actually really helped me and led to this video. Let me know what you think, and if you have your own experiences with adding a walking foot to an industrial sewing machine, leave them below in this video too, because I'm gonna be reading them. Anyways, I'm Jen with the Sewing Report. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again in the next video, and remember, whatever you're doing, make it fun.